everyone. I have Frenchie Boops, the digital artist behind Stacculents. Um, I am so excited to have her here. Can you tell us about your background and your connection to the arts?
Sure. Thank you for having me and doing this project. It's very exciting. About me, I grew up with two main loves, animals of any sort, rescuing bugs from the swimming pool and stuff, and then art. So I always had dogs in the house growing up, usually big ones, mastiffs, mixes like that. One of them was a rescue, had a seizure disorder. So from an early age, it was really interesting to me to understand how these things worked, diseases and nature. And therefore, I went into college for biology, animal behavior, minor in psychology, and almost a minor in art. I really loved ceramics and the physical art, painting. I liked it, but I think once I started digital art, that's where I was like, oh yeah, this is great. So because of that, I started a career path with animals, starting in shelter medicine in Wisconsin, a little bit of wildlife rehabilitation, which was super rewarding, even though you can't cuddle with the wildlife. Feeding baby raccoons and stuff was amazing, baby birds. And then the past 10 years, I've been an emergency critical care technician in emergency and specialty hospitals. So that was so rewarding for me because I got to understand how things worked in diseases and how we treat them and why, and then interacting with clients and teaching them to understand why, like, what is this diabetes that your cat has and what can we do about it? And just, I think understanding what's going on with a beloved pet is really important. And so I loved doing that. And then that kind of led into, there's not enough resources for things like euthanasia that, in my opinion, were a little bit kind of friendly to people that maybe weren't so religious or didn't want to go that direction talking about it. So started thinking about art by making a book about euthanasia. That was my first dive into digital art. The art is way different than what I'm doing now. It's the early stages where you're like, yeah, that's fine. But if I could do it again, it'd probably be much different. So that was really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started doing that with digital art, making some kids' books. None of them are released or out yet, but it was really fun just learning how to do different things, different topics. And then my partner, Tom, was super instrumental in this and getting me an iPad and being like, you can do it. I believe in you. That looks kind of like a cat that you made. And then he also introduced me to NFTs, Bitcoin, and stacks specifically, and kept working at it. And then we started Stacculents, so it was really, really cool.
Nice. Yeah, I was introduced to you and Tom at the Mentoring program when you guys came on to speak about your Stacculents project. So that was really cool hearing about your project and then being able to work with you to do the collaboration. So very cool. It's like a full circle. I would love to ask you next about being an artist. And I would say a hungry artist, which I see somebody who's not just talented, but has that like hunger and drive. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey as an artist or a hungry artist?
Sure. Kind of, I jumped the gun on the answer to the last question about that. But yeah, starting small, something really personal to me, and then opening up into something where a lot of people are going to see it in the NFT space. So it's pretty scary. You're not sure who's going to like your art, how's it going to go, but the community has been really, really wonderful and so supportive. And I've seen so many changes, like the mintery and everything on Gamma. People can mint their own collections. There's so much more support out there than when we had started. So it's really cool to see anyone who has any ideas be able to just kind of jump on in and get into that community. So it started out where you have that imposter syndrome, like, I did this, but I'm not sure I consider myself an artist quite yet. But through NFTs and everything that we're doing, it's really become kind of a part of me and another career that I have aside from animals. So it's been super rewarding, scary. And then having people reach out and doing collaborations has just been amazing because like with the hungry artist, it's just so cool. You can pretty much just go in any direction you want and really show off your personal flair. So I love that about this space.
Yeah, I love the Stacculents project. I feel like they're so cute. And I see like the animal lover in you mixed together with the love of like nature and like combining all that together. So for anybody who hasn't seen the Stacculents, they look like little succulents, but in the Stacks ecosystem. But you put faces on them and there's so many details. Like, did it take you a long time to create the project?
It really did because I'd never done any generative NFTs. So I had to figure out how is this going to work with every combination of them coming together. So it was really daunting and um really rewarding. It was super cool just making the deciding which succulents to pick, like which am I actually able to create.
Mhm.
And then just thinking about the ways that we could change them in the future, like given plant serum, making a giant succulent up top and just transforming the succulent that you have. So it was really difficult. But what I liked about all online art is that you can use that broader color spectrum of RGB versus the children's books, CMYK. So I was just like, colors,
Yeah.
rainbows. So I'm
Yeah.
sure you see that reflected in that.
Mhm.
And just a little bit of, my own personal flair and goofiness of the little like wig the stacculent has or whatnot. It was really, really fun creating all the different layers and unique stacculents that you could make. And the idea that even not having art there, like having the clear vessel, the glass ones or the clear that show the background through, I didn't expect to love them as much as I do, but I think that adds just really unique options that you can have. So it was difficult, but I had a lot of support in my good friend that was like, yeah, we can do this generation. And we did it 3 times. And each time I was like, I can't even stop myself from looking at all of these because I didn't know how they're going to turn out. And they're all so unique and had different emotions, some like angry, some silly, some are like, what even is going on there? So it turned out better than I ever could have expected.
What a wonderful collection. It's like you were so early with it and it's so fun. And I feel like who doesn't love like a plant with a face? It's the cutest thing ever. I love it.
Yeah.
But I do see your personal style and flair and all of that, even when we collaborated. And so tell us about those wings and the legs that you made because it's brilliant and like it's so fun. Did you use Procreate, Photoshop? Like tell us a little bit about how you created it and why.
Why? So it was so easy for this project because you had a template and then it was open-ended. Give me whatever you want. So it was amazing. Thank you for doing this project. Uh, so flexible, and I wanted to create things that were a little bit unique to my style, but they ended up being just my style exactly. Very bubbly, shiny, rainbowy. The wings were just like, what's the most beautiful pair of wings I could make? And so they had some transparent parts in them, a bunch of cool like shininess. I just thought they were amazing. I spent a lot of time on them, like a ridiculous
Oh,
amount of
wow.
time.
Yeah. Well, it
Uh,
shows. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then the legs, I was thinking, what could be so silly? So I made the little bird legs, like big bird legs with the wings coming down. And then skateboard, I said, what can we do with that? I'll make it a pickle. So it kind of looks like a cucumber or pickles. It's
Yeah.
just silly. Um,
I
I don't
love
know. It was
silly.
just a lot of fun.
Yeah. And the coolest part is like with the Exquisite collabs, it's not just like the Hungry Artist heads and then just one collaborator. Sometimes there's two. And so altogether with the three of us, I love the combination with your kind of like fun, kind of bright colors. And then Emily Martinez, when you see the final NFT and it comes together, hers is like generated by AI, like artificial intelligence, and she programmed it and it almost has like a little bit of like positive but like a darkness to it. But then when you combine the juxtaposition with yours and hers and then the head, it's super fun. So I loved how it came out. And then I think yours is the only one that uses both the legs and wings for both the collaborators. collaborators, but I was able to do it so when her wings shows up, it's your legs. And then when it's your wings, it's her legs. So it kind of like keeps going back and forth of kind of this bright and dark kind of juxtaposition, which I thought was really cool. So thank you for doing that. That's live right now till Thursday, which is exciting. Yeah. And then, yeah, I wanted to ask you, what's your thoughts on NFTs and Web3 in the future?
I see so much potential, and already in the past year or two, what people have come up with is amazing. I think we're just skimming the surface of the possibilities, and there's already so many, not just digital art, but also music, NFTs that are tied to lessons like long streets, 3D versions, Bitcoin Badgers VR, Megapon apes where you can buy things and change them up. And then I really love the social aspects that you can really make a change in the world from buying your NFT, like CityCoin, awesome. City packs built with Bitcoin, and just the way that people are using them to enact a positive change in the world, I think is really satisfying, because you're not only owning a piece of beautiful art that you can feel passionately about, but it's actually making a change in the world. And I think with the recent bear market, it's something we're all going to work through, and we're going to come through this just with the most amazing things. And I think that the ideas people are coming up with are limitless, and it's going to just be amazing as it already is. So I'm pretty excited for the future and the ways that we can continue using NFTs for more than just owning something beautiful. You know?
Agreed. Yes. I feel like it's just the beginning. And so it is exciting to see what's going to happen. And yeah, it's just the possibilities are endless. I'm curious, last question is, what are you currently working on? I think I saw that you were traveling, right? Are you just like a nomad lifestyle now, which is the coolest? But yeah, tell us what you're currently working on.
We're on quite an adventure right now. We drove 7 hours to get here in Montana today. We started out from Chicago on Friday. So me, Tom, and my cat Mowgli, who's doing so good using the litter box in the car. Yes. He actually, when we got to our Airbnb yesterday, he went up into the front seat and rolled down the windows. He turned off the child safety lock, rolled down all the windows. So I was like, oh my gosh, Mowgli. But he usually stays in the carrier. I had just left him out at that time. So it's been really interesting, but we are going on kind of a cross-country tour up to Canada, Washington, Oregon, everywhere. And I'm going to be posting shortly about the Stacculents garden tour. So kind of encouraging the community and anyone else to participate with us, where we're going to show off those adorable little felted stacks I had made by a really talented felter in Canada, and just kind of have them saying, this is the Badlands. Here's what it looks like. Here's the plants that grow there. What can we make with that?
It's like the traveling Stacculents. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Are those for sale?
The felted stacks?
Yeah.
Well, not through me, but we are actually going to do a giveaway where I think we're going to pick 3 people to make one, and they can create whatever they want, one of the critters, whatever. But it would be anyone who wants to get one made would be through custom needle felts.
Cool.
The artist who made ours, and she loved the projects. They are just something pretty different. She did an amazing job. I don't know if you saw the banana. She gave it a little butt.
Oh, so cute. Is that on like your Instagram, or where can I see that?
I wish I could grab them. They're in my car right now, but there should be some on the Stacculents Twitter.
Okay.
Some photos of those recently.
Yeah.
And then we were kind of interested in the flat Stanley idea. So I'm going to have an outline of a stacculent and some critters that people can print out, cut out, and then show us, where are you in the world? What's your garden look like? And then hopefully we can just have stacks all over the world, and everyone can kind of participate. And then have those felted stacks made and have a physical stack as well. So I look forward. I know one of our community members already said what they'd want to have made is just like a ridiculous little creature. So pretty exciting, all of that. And that's kind of why I've been MIA the past few days. Because we're just driving.
But that's so fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. There are so many bugs on our car. It's crazy. It's disgusting. Sorry, bugs. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, in addition to that, we are upgrading the Stacculents website to, it's probably going to be a few months now, so that every stack holder will receive a bud for each stack. And then you can hold on to that bud. You can gift it to someone else for them to grow their own stacculent or plant food with it, or plant it and create your own new stack.
Mhm.
And then it'll also have a place for you to mint a critter. So last year we had asked the community, what would you want to see as a critter? So people came up with all sorts of things. We have an otter, we have a hockey player from Canada, the banana, all sorts of weird things. And I think I probably need to reach out because we're going to need some more of them, but everyone will be able to mint a little critter friend for their stack, have a garden club that you can kind of move your critter around. And we're hoping to get the stack's parrots involved. Anyone who has a parrot will be able to have a little parrot flying around. Digital art lessons, I'd love to do that. And Stacks Museum, all sorts of things like that. So it's going to be really cool once it's all done. And then after that launches, we have more plans, which you can probably see on our roadmap. Is going to be the serum and plant food. So you can manipulate your stacculent and kind of change it in certain ways. And that is super daunting to figure out how that's going to work.
Mhm.
I already talked to our engineer and he's like, you could recreate every single layer, because I wanted to do sacrifice your stacculent to earn a ghost stack,
Oh.
make every single layer somehow transparent ghost stack. And I'm just like, I'll make it work, but it's going to be
Yeah.
very interesting. So a lot of really fun things to come and ways for people to use their stacculents and interact with the world more and get some more enrichment out of that. So that's coming. And then another thing I've been doing is working with a community member whose dog was injured, Layla. And then his other dog ended up needing an amputation of one of her limbs for cancer. So I made some pet portraits of Layla that he's going to start like a little fun or project for people who are in that situation that need assistance. And we're going to sell the NFTs for people of Layla. And I need to make his other dog as well. And just, that's been really cute. It was my first time doing a pet portrait. I had no idea what I was doing. I just loved the way it turned out. So I believe he posted some of those Morga. So you can see those, and those will be for sale too. So just helping out the community, seeing people reach out has been really rewarding. And then it helps me to expand what I'm able to do.
Yeah, that's great. I feel like you're building a world and it's like there's like the next chapter and the next chapter and it's like such a bright future for what you're building. So it's really exciting to see what you're going to do. And you know, you've been here really early on. So we're watching you and like you know, me coming in with Hungry Artists, that's like a newer project, but I love kind of hearing how these kind of blazers and pioneers have built from the beginning and how you're going to keep that going. So thanks for sharing that. And lastly, where can everyone find you and Stacculents? Is there like a Twitter website? Do you want to share your where people can find you?
Sure. So you can mint, they're still minting for 15 stacks on gamma.io. Or the resale market, because you never know what you're going to get. And if you like a particular part of the stack, then you can go to the community and see who's selling one that works just for you. Or a spooky stack, which is our Halloween edition, weird little stacks. Very interesting. And werewolves. And then stacculents.com, just plain old stacculents.com. It's going to be our website where we have some information about stacks, like what they like to eat, what their personalities are like, and our goals and what's going on in our future. And then we'll have our travel blog as well on there for everyone to follow along and be able to print out the stacks so they can color them in and join in. And then Twitter, Stacculents. And then for me, I believe I'm on the Stacculents bio, but it's just Jessica Glaves, my weird middle name. And Frenchie Boops is what I go by in the art world. So even though I'm doxxed, you can call me Frenchie or Jessica Glaves. So you can find me there. And then my partner is Megatron, Tom Giles. So he's also doing a personal blog about our travels.
Oh, that's so fun. Are you guys using Sigil or a decentralized blog? Or are you just putting the blog photos on Twitter and the website?
I think we'll be using Sigil.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like
Nice.
to, yes.
Yeah, I
It's just been a
literally
little
just
busy.
did my first blog post yesterday, and I was like, this is a really great platform. Like writing a blog on there felt different than just doing it on my personal website. So then I think I'm going to continue to do that too, but I'll look out for yours because I want to see the pictures of your travels. And yeah, good luck with like, traveling all over with your cat. And I know you said you have like no internet, but I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Thank you so
everything, reaching
much.
out and doing this project. It's
Yes.
amazing and I
It's
love
been
it.
so fun. Yeah, and your pieces and the art that you added was so great. So thank you and have a wonderful day, Jessi.
You as
Okay.
well. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.